This right here looks great on paper.
Yeah.
But I want to remind you, this is in New York. This is in New York. The COVID testing, the vaccine stuff that's going on there, don't be surprised if you lose one or two of these fights. Don't be surprised.
Do not schlep rocket. You're rocking it.
No, what I'm doing is I'm trying to be negative now, so when it all comes together, then it makes me feel a lot better about it.
And you go, I told you so.
Yeah, if it all comes, if we're able to get this card on in New York, and I'll be surprised. I'll be very surprised. You know,
that card
John,
is stacked.
Yeah, it's stacked. I mean, okay, so let's talk about it. Do you think Rockhold gets it done?
Man, I'll tell you what. Look, he's the better athlete. He's the guy that, if he's smart and he fights the fight smart and he uses one of his greatest assets compared to his opponent, which is the ground, yes, he gets it done. If he decides to outbox Sean Strickland, Sean Strickland is a dog. Sean Strickland will come after him. Sean Strickland will just continue to put shots on him, and eventually Luke will fold because he can't take that many shots. It's, he's taking some damage in his career. Luke's the better overall fighter, no doubt about it.
Technique-wise, fight-wise, everything. Luke's the better fighter.
Does he fight as an MMA fighter? He wins the fight. If he uses the skill sets that he has and creates those situations where he forces Sean into having to deal, even if he doesn't get the takedown, having to deal with thinking about it, that's going to open up his striking. It'll make things better for him. And if he can get the fight to the ground, I know that Luke has got the better ground game by far. Yeah. But does he do it? That's my question. If he does, he wins.
I don't know. I honestly, I've said this forever. People underestimate how damn good Luke is on the ground. I mean,
he's so good on the ground.
And the shit part is that he just doesn't use it. He's fallen in love with his power in terms of, especially his kick power. But because he's got a nasty body kick and he's got a nasty head kick on that rear leg.
He's got a
southpaw.
question mark kick that's fantastic.
Yep.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, but he throws that better from the from standard stance, from his right hand stance. But he's normally fights left-handed, and so he can fight both ways, but he likes to fight left-handed. His body, because he likes to throw that body kick. He loves to hit that body kick to the liver and just. Yeah. He's good, and that's the thing. I want to see him get the win. I think Sean Strickland's going to try to press him, push him, do all those things,
make it dirty.
But if he's going to try to make it dirty, but I think, like you said, Luke is the better athlete all the way around. I think he's the better fighter too all the way around. It's just a matter of if we can get Luke to use all of his attributes. But I didn't even know that Bobby Green and Ali Quinta was on here. I did know. I just found out yesterday that it was Frankie and Marlon Chito. So, that'll be a good fight. What's that? Stop that?
Stop that.
Oh, I know. It's early in the morning. We're filming early in the morning here. I know it's like 8:30 for you. It's 5:30 for me.
Yep.
And I was sick all day yesterday, so I'm just like I'm powering through for you guys. I love you guys. So Ali Quinta and Bobby Green, that should be a great fight. Did they already fight before though?
I thought they did.
I thought they did too. Dave, can you look that up? And then the Frankie Edgar and Chito Vera fight. That came out of left field. That wasn't a fight that I ever thought. I didn't even think about having that fight.
Well, that was because they wanted Sean O'Malley to fight Frankie Edgar, and Sean O'Malley said, "No, I'm not fighting in New York." And really, he was saying, "No, I'm not fighting Frankie Edgar in New York for that money that you want to give me. Are you crazy? That's the answer. I'm not doing that."
No, they haven't.
Actually, smart move, Sean. I like that.
Yeah, very smart move. Very smart move. Chito though. I mean, Chito's got some good kicks. He's got good knees, good elbows. He's a dog, as we like to say. He's got dogs in his hands too. He's got some power. I think Frankie though, his wrestling might be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
If Frankie gets in there, Frankie is slowing down though. I mean, we've seen it in the last two fights. He is slowing down. I want to see him, obviously get some takedowns, but he's been having a hard time getting takedowns because of the explosiveness. He's having to fight these younger guys. I think Frankie's 38 now. Somewhere in there. Yeah, so he's starting to slow down a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see him, get a couple more wins. But I think that
I think Frankie's 39.
Oh, he's 39. This is a very winnable fight for him though. This is a very winnable fight. I want to remind people that he was the lightweight champion.
Oh, I know.
Then he went to 45. Then now he's at 35. I mean, he potentially could go to 25. He's not a big guy. So to think about the things that he's done in his career it just baffles me. And I trained with him when he first came into the UFC. Right after he fought Tyson Griffin, his next like 2 or 3 fights were with us at AKA. And he, man, like he was so hard to keep off of me. Take down, he'd get on top, I'd kick him back. He'd like hit the ground, bounce back on top. Like I had such a hard time getting him off me. It's just such a pain in the ass. And we became good friends after that. And like he was one of my favorite training partners because he could go hard and he can go easy, but he always mixed it up and kept you guessing. Those are the kind of guys that you want to have as training partners. He was phenomenal, man. Yeah. Sad to see him not be able to come back. He got married, started, having kids.
Oh, he started a life.
Yeah, he started a life. Yeah, he stopped the bachelor life and turned into a husband, which was great. Loved it. But yeah, overall, I mean, like I think it's a very winnable fight. Chito's tough, but I think it's a good fight for both of them. Irene Aldana versus Germaine.
That's a great fight.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's gonna be a tough fight for Irene though.
Irene's just stand-up fighter. She's good. So Germaine, Germaine's getting older.
She is. She's 39. But you know what doesn't get old though is her power.
Yeah, she does have
some power in her hands. Yep. She does load up a little bit though. So she loads up to throw, which means Irene can probably get in, get out and stuff before Germaine starts letting this stuff go. But if Germaine mixes it up, she's good. Like in the clinch, she trained at AK for a long time too. Javier used to send her in on me when I was training for Gilbert in the 5th round. And she would just fucking try to fuck me up. It was brutal because you don't want to, don't want to try to knock her out, and you want to control her. But man, it was horrible. She spinning back kicked me right to the face one time. Ooh. I got fucking so mad. Fucking double legged her, slammed her on the ground, and started fucking hitting her, started wailing on her. And Hov's like, hey. I was like,
hey, did you see what she just did to me?
She fucking snapped my head back. It was clean right on I thought she broke my nose. I was so pissed. I was so damn pissed. But she fucked me up in that one time. I was just
all right. Let's talk about another one. Rose Namajunas immediately giving. I don't know if she's giving, but Weili Zhang gets an immediate rematch. Do you think that's right?
Do I think it's right?
Yeah.
Is that absolutely not.
Do you think there should be a rematch with a fighter that got knocked out in the first round?
Okay, so this is the only time I think, and we were talking about this off air before we came on. The only time I think they should give rematches like this to someone who got knocked out or you got submitted or you got worked or whatever it was, I think you give the automatic rematch to guys like Jose Aldo, guys like a John Jones, guys like a GSP, someone who's been the champion for so long that they just had an off night maybe. Maybe they came in with injuries, maybe whatever it was. You give it to them because they've earned it. They've, with all due respect, they've earned, the amount of title defenses. They earned that automatic rematch. In this situation, what was she champion for? 1 or 2 fights?
Yeah, one fight. She beat Joanna.
She got knocked out. It was like a head kick, finished, done.
First round.
I don't understand. The only reason why I can see this being a play is that UFC is trying to make sure that they stay in the Chinese market. I'm just being honest. I mean, let's be real.
That's a good reason.
That's the only thing. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I love watching Weili Zhang fight. She's tough. She's very tough. She's good. She's a pit bull. Her fight with Joanna is probably one of the best fights I think I've ever seen in my life.
It was a great fight.
It was a phenomenal fight.
But one defense.
Yep. Exactly.
And
Rose is ready to get this thing.
I look at it this way. It's like exactly what you're saying. If you're that long-standing champion and you lose, you're Anderson Silva and you lose your title, okay, I'll give you an immediate because maybe it was a bad, bad biorhythms or whatever, bad night for you. Let's give them an automatic rematch. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Or if you have a fight that is super competitive, like the Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Weili Zhang, super close. If she had lost that, I see giving her an immediate rematch because it was such a good fight, so close. Okay, I don't see it off of you got knocked out in the first round. I mean, It wasn't even close. You didn't touch Rose in that fight, and so to me, it's like, hey, let her go back. let her get a couple wins and then let her come back and take on Rose. But, whatever the reason, they have their reasons and stuff. I just don't think that this is the one that I go, yeah, that automatic rematch makes sense. It doesn't. Not in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen the Weili Zhang and Joanna rematch to see who got to fight Rose next. Can you pull up the brackets or the weight classes, Dave?
That's a rough one when you think that Joanna's already fought Rose twice and lost to her twice.
Yeah, it is. It is. But, I mean, I just want to see that Weili Zhang and Joanna fight again. I'm being selfish. I'm being selfish right now.
Yeah.
So, Carla Esparza's in there as well. You could have had Weili Zhang fight Carla Esparza. And then, I don't know, somewhere in the mix. Mackenzie Dern's making a run, man.
Oh, stand by. It's coming.
She's going to be a problem for a lot of these girls.
It's going to be a problem for a lot.
For a lot of them. Like, girls like Carla Esparza are going to have a hard time with Mackenzie Dern.
Well, Mackenzie's got a fight coming up. Isn't she headlining a show coming up?
I think she is.
Yeah.
Who is she fighting?
I'm not positive.
She's grown on me. I didn't really like her in the beginning when she first came in. Not that I didn't like her. What I was saying, like, she never made weight.
Marina Rodriguez.
That's
a good fight.
Yeah, that should be good.
But you're talking stone cold stand-up fighter in Marina Rodriguez against Mackenzie, who can now – Jason Perillo has done a great job with Mackenzie Dern, getting her stand-up, moving up, getting her to where she's at least able to stay on her feet for a while. If the fight hits the ground, there's nobody that can stay with Mackenzie in that weight class. Nobody.
Nope. I think even in some of the other weight classes, there's no one that could be on the ground with her. She's good.
But then
she's really good on the ground.
Let's not mix this up. Mackenzie's in a different weight class than Rose and Weili. So,
no, she's
she go down to strawweight? No way.
Strawweight. She's number 4 in strawweight.
Damn, I'm screwing that up.
Yeah, I thought she was at 125 also.
She was at 125 for a while, I know.
Yeah.
I screwed it up.
No, what happened was I believe she didn't make weight a couple times, and then she went up to 125 for a fight or two, and then she finally started getting her weight in check, and so she came down to 15. Because remember, they had her in the rankings, and she had never made the weight.
Yeah.
People were like, how can you be in the rankings? You've never fought at this weight class, ever.
That's true.
So
good point.
So people were getting frustrated. But I think the rest of this card is stacked as well. I mean, obviously the fight that I'm excited about is the Chandler and Gaethje fight. That's going to be a barn burner. We were talking about, I thought that was going to be Chandler's first fight in UFC was going to be that fight. Because that's just one of those fights that it just has knockout written all over it.
Oh, yeah. Someone's going down.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, is on the feet, Gaethje wins this fight. On the ground, Chandler wins this fight.
You're right.
But as the fight goes on, it's only a 3-round fight. Chandler is a stud for 3 rounds. He starts getting that 4th and 5th round, he tends to slow down. This is going to be one of those fights where if Justin can catch him, he can get him out of there. If Justin uses his kicks, he can potentially get him out of there too, because Chandler's real light on that lead foot, and he bounces around a lot on it. He needs that movement to stay out of the range to get knocked out. So if Gaethje starts using his leg kicks, which everyone has told me is they're just nasty and they're hard, and he's fast with them, he covers really well when he throws them as well.
Fast with them.
But I don't think that he has the wrestling to stop Michael Chandler. If Michael Chandler gets on top of him, Justin Gaethje's going to have a hard time. And Chandler's good on the neck. He's nasty on the neck. Just his arm and guillotine's great, but his normal guillotine's great. He's just, when he gets around people's necks, he tries to rip your head off.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a great fight. I mean, that fight right there, I thought that fight should have headlined its own card. But
where it's at, it's just fine with me. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again,
that's fine.
Great matchups. And if you're looking at what is a barn burner fight, that one looks like.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Gaethje with his stand-up. Chandler's stand-up is good, but like you say, I agree. I think he needs to use his wrestling and get Gaethje off of his. You got to take. If you're looking at Gaethje, why are you going to allow him to have a full, set of tools to work in the stand-up when on the ground he's a completely different fighter? And I'm not saying that based even on the Khabib fight. Go back to when he fought,
Buscape.
Louis
Firmino.
Yeah, Firmino when he fought Buscape in World Series of Fighting. Buscapi took him off his feet. He was having problems. And Chandler on top, he's a monster on top. So
yeah.
If you're part of Sanford MMA, you're looking at that saying, this is our game plan.
Yeah, you should be. You should be, especially with all the guys that wrestle out of there. You know,
I know. Logan Storley and all them.
Storley, Usman, like all these guys that are there. So good stuff.
I don't put Usman there anymore.
He's still there though. He comes through every once in a while.
Yeah, but
he's in and out.
That's okay. Who's going to be in his corner for this Colby Covington fight?
Yeah, it'd be Trevor Rubin, right?
Yep.
So this fight, what do you think he does? Usman versus Colby, I think he just stands, sprawls and brawls and tries to knock him out again.
Yep.
I just don't want him to fall in love with his power. Because he's got the power, he's got the straight jab, he's got all these things. Colby's going to be in trouble. This fight's not going to be any different. Colby's going to, I think Colby's going to try to mix it up. He's going to try to wrestle him more, which I think is the smartest thing.
I think it's very smart.
Because Usman will slow down on the stand-up if he has to wrestle more. If you get him to wrestle early, it'll change the way that Usman fights this fight. He won't be the same on the feet if you make him wrestle early. If you make him, blow up the arms, the legs, all those things. But I said the last time, before he fought or after he fought George Masvidal, I'm done doubting Kamaru Usman. I'm done. I'm taking Usman to win. I'm taking Usman to win by however the fuck he wants. I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
Usman's gonna win this fight. Yeah, I don't want to say anything else. That's it. Usman's gonna win.
100% agree.